Hi everyone, it's Coach Red here, and if you're watching this video, it means that you had some trouble with the distance equals rate times time problem on number 15. I really encourage you to kind of go back to other examples in the packet. It's very similar to number 12. There's just a couple issues. So this is not really a full explanation of the video, but it is a hint, okay? So it asks us, an airplane took 2.5 hours to fly 625 miles with the wind. It took 4 hours and 10 minutes to make the return trip against the same wind. It wants us to find the wind speed and the speed of the plane in still air. So I already know if I made a list of all of the variables, distance, rate, wind, and time, I already know that my unknowns are the rate of the boat or the plane in still air and the rate of the wind. So that means there should be distance and time in this problem. All right, so that is helpful. It helps me to kind of think about it like that. All right, so we have 2.5 hours with the wind and then against the wind. So we've got with and against. Okay, so, and it was to fly 625 miles. So I know that my distance is 625. Okay, so if we have an unknown rate and an unknown wind, then we know that with the wind, it would be R plus W, and against the wind, it would be R minus W, okay? So with the wind means I'm going faster, against the wind means I'm going slower. But time is where, if you're gonna make a mistake, this is where it would happen. Okay, so it says here that the airplane took 2.5 hours, okay? So 2.5 is a decimal that ends, so you could do 2.5, okay? The problem is this 4 hours and 10 minutes, okay? 4 hours and 10 minutes does not mean 4.1. So this does not equal 4.1. And the problem is, if you take 4 hours and 10 minutes, it actually equals 4 and 10 over 60, which is 4 and 1/6. Okay, if you put that into your calculator to get a decimal, you get an approximate answer. You get a repeating decimal. You can't put a repeating decimal into this problem. So you'd actually have to use a fraction. So we would want to make our mixed number an improper fraction. So 6 times 4 plus 1 gives me 25 over 6. Okay, so now I have my information and I can write my equations. So your first equation would be 625 equals, I'm going to move that 2.5 in front just because I like it that way. And then 625 equals 25 over 6 R minus W. So if you're going to make a mistake, that's where it's going to be. Now I'll distribute, but when I distribute, you want to simplify. So if I do this, let me get that 4 and 1/6 out of the way. So this is going to be 625 equals 25 over 6 R minus 25 over 6 W. Okay, now this is where the thinking has to happen. You have a lot of different things you could do here. But I looked here and I saw that this was 25 and this was 25. And I was like, gosh, this is 25 as well. So I wonder if I could just move the decimal over one place. To do that, I can multiply the entire top equation by 10, okay? And I can clear out the fractions in the bottom by multiply the entire equation by 6, okay? All right, so let's do that. Let's see what happens when we do that. I'm going to come over here. So when I multiply by 10, I'm going to get 6,250 equals 25R plus 25W. When I multiply the bottom equation, every term by 6, I'm going to get 625 times 6, which gives me 3750 equals, and then the 6 here, guys, if I multiply that by 6, the 6's cancel. So I'm going to get 25R minus 25W. Okay, So now you can see this beautiful system. That simplification makes it easier for you. I'm not trying to make it harder. I want to make this easier because now the system's set up beautifully. If I add the equations together, I'll get 10,000 equals 50R, and these will cancel. All right? All right, so that means that R is going to work out to be 200 when I divide both sides. Okay, so that means R is 200. So my wind speed, my rate of my plane is 200 miles an hour. And I've got to find my wind. You have a couple options. You could plug it into any one of these formulas. I actually thought this one was the easiest. Okay. So when I did that, I got 625 equals 2.5 times 200 plus W. So 2.5 times 200 gives me 500 plus 2.5 W, and that equals 650 or 625. So when I subtract the 500 from both sides, I get 125 equals 2.5 W. And I'm going to let you finish that. So take the second and do that. And when you divide both sides, you're going to get the wind speed is 50. So then you have to go back and answer that question. So 50 miles an hour. Now, I know these are hard, guys, but you're really going to want to feel comfortable getting through at least the chart and understanding which ones are the R plus W's, which one I'm unknown as distance or unknown as time, and how to simplify these equations. I'm here to help, so just let me know, and I'm happy to get on a call with you. Have a great day.